Hi, welcome to Leaders Want to Know, a leadership development podcast. I'm Monica Moore, an educational specialist in leadership development. I'm joined by my colleague.
Hi, I'm Karen Najum. I'm also an educational specialist in the Office of Leadership Development.
And we're super excited to have Mollie Kropp here with us again today, accessibility specialist. That is a mouthful.
It is.
But we are happy that you're here with us. Thank you for being here. We as leaders are always super focused on our communication. And a lot of times we spend a lot of time. Does it look pretty? Is it clear? But I don't know that we are always thinking about, is it accessible for everyone? Can you share a little bit more about this?
Yeah, it actually just happened to me. I just received an invitation to a holiday party. You know those when you get them in your email.
Yeah.
And you're so excited because it's the holidays and it's all fun. And I opened it, the attachment, and it was written in this really cute, pretty font. It had all these like little snowmen all over it. It was really cute. And the colors were like this kind of almost pink red and like a real light blue.
Okay.
And when I looked at it, I couldn't read it. I just couldn't read it. And so I have tools on my computer. And so I tried to highlight it and listen to it just to see what would happen. But the whole attachment was a JPEG. And so
it was a picture.
It was a picture. And so the computer doesn't see text. It just sees a bunch of pixels. And so I couldn't use any of my tools. But I really wanted to go to the party.
So you're just going to show up at the wrong time.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, I opened Gemini AI and I put it in there and said, I used a prompt that said OCR this text exactly. It's a prompt I always use because
What's OCR mean?
OCR means optical character recognition, and it's the kind of the technology that pulls that text out that makes the computer see the text.
Okay.
And I say exactly because AI is creative, and I don't want it to be creative. I just want the information. So anyway, so then it did, and then it gave me the text, and I could go.
It's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps just to go to a holiday party. But also I thought, like, not everybody either has these tools or is tech savvy.
I wouldn't have known how to do
right?
that.
So, like, right, yeah. So what do we do?
Right. And I bet that person probably spent so long making that
So
invitation
long.
beautiful.
So pretty. It was so pretty. And once I knew what it said, I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Right.
So there's a couple things, right, that we could do to make it pretty, because we want things to be attractive and
Yes.
visually interesting, right? I would never say accessibility means just use plain text.
Right.
But do use text, right? Like real live text would have allowed me to highlight it, maybe even change the color of the font so that I could see it better. So using text is a big deal, and also high contrast colors. I think if the colors had been darker against that white snowy background, I would have also been able to see it. So kind of those two things would make a big difference.
Is there like a cheat sheet that talks about what the contrast colors are?
Well, on our Atlas site, the Keep Calm and Choose Accessible Learning Materials Atlas site, there are, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of information about what kinds of colors to use, how to even check your contrast.
And they might have used just that tool that's like beautify this or make this look better. You know what I'm talking about? So is that a good idea?
So, I mean, making things beautiful is a good idea. But if you're talking about Google Slides, right, some people have that Gemini Pro
Right.
tool.
Yeah, now it shows up at the
And
bottom.
it shows up at the bottom and it says beautify, and you're like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I did that. Clicked it, and it made it so pretty. But it makes it all into a flattened image. So it undoes all of your work of accessibility, that button.
So a flattened image is not good.
A flattened,
It's not
just, it
accessible.
makes it an image. So I say flattened. It just makes it turns your text into an image. The whole thing is back to being one image, just like that JPEG invitation.
So we don't want to
Okay.
use that. They
So-
might have used that.
Yeah, and so we want to use the tools we have, and we want to make things pretty, but we also want to make sure that we are preserving that accessibility and making it so that people who want to come to your holiday party can come to your holiday
Right,
party,
right.
And we can all be together and celebrate together, or back to school night, or whatever you're doing, right?
Those opening staff meetings.
Opening staff meetings, yeah, all of those things using text instead of copying in a screenshot, right? That's also an image.
Oh, which is such a time saver. Like I know that I just I'll screenshot things and then just put them in an email or in a slide deck or in something like that. So I'm hearing you say Monica, stop that.
Yeah, stop that. I used to do that too.
Yeah. So what do I do instead?
Yeah,
That's
so
fast.
It is fast.
What do I do that was going to be fast?
Hopefully the thing that you're copying it out of is text.
Okay.
Just copy the text and paste. So copy paste.
Okay.
If it's not text, that AI tool that I talked about is really quick. And then you can copy and paste it in. So it is one extra step, but it's really quick.
Tell me more about that AI tool.
Yeah, so it's the Gemini tool,
Okay.
and it's all I did was copy the image into it and say OCR this text exactly.
So
and
I
it just
take the
does it.
screenshot and I
Put it right
put
in
it
there.
into Gemini and I say OCR this text. And then I can take that and put it into whatever document I
Yeah,
want.
it just goes boop, and it gives you the text. There's
nice.
even a little copy button. You can copy
Oh,
it
yeah,
and
I've seen
paste
that.
it right in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so it just makes
That's
it easy.
doable.
Yeah. So there's a couple things we can do. That works for documents too, by the way. So anything that we're working on that we need to make text because it isn't, we can use those AI tools pretty quickly and then just check them,
Right.
right, to make sure that they are doing it well.
I feel like I need a computer here with
Yeah.
me, like while we're talking, so I can be doing this.
So there is a very short video tutorial on the CALM page for use text
Okay.
that shows you exactly how to use that AI
Okay.
trick
Good,
in Gemini.
good. I'll
Yeah,
need
it's
that.
there. So we have that mini tutorial ready to go for you. Yeah.
And what about those folks that do like to start from scratch? How do they make sure their slide deck would be accessible? Is there
Yeah.
anything basic that they can start from?
Yeah, so type it in, right? Instead of a screenshot, type that in. So you want to just type your information in or copy and paste it. So no matter what you're using, the process is the same.
But there's no templates or anything to work from? Like the office, did they have any templates, slide decks that?
Oh, just in general,
Yeah.
accessibility in slides. Yeah, so there's a couple things that you can do in your slideshows that will really increase apart from use text. Use text is everything.
Yeah.
Use text and high contrast on everything, no matter what it is. When you're in a slideshow, though, you know when you open up a slide and you see title and insert text here, what's the first thing you do?
Create your own.
Be honest. We delete
Delete the
them.
boxes.
We delete the boxes. I did it too. Delete the box, make
Start
my own,
over.
right? Insert a text box. There's another thing. I feel like I'm like, Monica, don't do all these things.
All the things Monica's doing wrong.
gosh.
That's what we're going to entitle this
But
episode.
that's what we're here for. We're
I did
here
it too.
to
That's what
learn
we
too.
learned, right? We do what we learned.
Absolutely.
And so, but those boxes that say title and text, insert text here, in both slides and PowerPoint come with code behind them that tells a screen reader what they are. So it maintains the hierarchy of information, they call it, so that when somebody's going through, they know it's a title or it's a text box. And when we delete that, it's just random things around a page. And if
Got it.
you can't see the page, like you don't know where you are on the page. And
So
so, it
we're
just
probably
helps.
frustrating folks that use the screen reader.
Without even realizing
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
not our intention at all.
Of course, yeah. I don't think any of us intend to make things more difficult. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Are we able to make those boxes bigger or smaller as long as it's the box that was given on that slide?
You can if you need. There's a lot of different pre-made slide formats that you can. Use one of those if you can. If you really can't, you can copy one and just copy a box and paste it. And then you can reshape
Okay.
them.
Okay.
There's also information on that and checking the reading order. I'm not going to get too much into that, but if you tab
that
through,
sounds
it'll
like
move
an
through
advanced-
to
an
show
advanced
where you're
episode.
doing. Yeah. But it's just to make sure that the information's coming across in the right
Okay.
way. And that's on the CALM page too.
So it makes me think about the text that's on. We've got the boxes now. Now we're thinking about the text. When you're in those meetings, whether it's a PD or a staff meeting or whatever it is, you're in, whether it's the front of the room or the back of the room, sometimes that text is really small. So what suggestions do you have for that?
Yeah, I mean, in general, when you're doing presentations, if you can keep the information on your slides simpler so that it can be seen from wherever, right? Those staff meeting rooms can be huge.
Yes.
So bigger font, high contrast font. You can share the slideshow with your staff so they can look at it on their own computer or reference it later. But simplifying that and then also turning on captions. Windows 11 has really great captions. that stay on no matter which application you're in, that just stays right on top of the screen.
It's great.
Yeah, it's so easy.
And I know a lot of folks have just gotten used to that from television programming. Like it helps everyone.
Yeah, they're great. I never watch TV without captions. I don't know about you guys, but in all those reels my sister send, unless she says sound on, sound is never on. I'm reading the captions, right? Yeah, but just turning captions on that way, in that case we're creating redundancy, right? Like I'm saying it, you can read it, it's on the screen. I can see all those 3 ways, so that if I miss it, I have another way to back up just in case. Because you lean to your friend, right? You're like, what'd they say? And she's like, I don't know.
I'm the person in the back who has my cell phone up, and I'm like making it really big and taking a picture, and then I'm looking at it, and I'm always worried that they're going to think I'm doing something else on my phone, but I'm really just trying to see the text.
And it's stressful, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you feel like you're missing stuff because they've moved on and you're still trying to read the last thing. Yeah, so just make it a little bit bigger, turn on captions.
Okay.
Yeah, and use some high contrast so you can see it, yeah.
So thinking about making it accessible, we're thinking about the visual. Is there anything else in like large groups about ensuring that everyone has access to, the materials? I think the closed captioning makes me think about, can they always hear everything?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Use a microphone. Thank you.
But I have a loud voice.
I know, because we're teachers, right? And we have our teacher voice, and it's loud enough. Mine is never loud enough.
Neither's mine.
Right. But there are people who have big voice, right? Yeah. I know. I'm so jealous. I'm a number 2 after a pretty loud speaking sibling, so she just talked for me. Use a microphone. So, and it's not for you. So if you're a person who's like, I don't need a microphone, I have a big voice, or I don't like to hear my own voice, same. It's not for you, or it's not for me, it's for everybody in the room, and it's for the captions, right? Because the captions are going to hear you better, and they're going to be more accurate. So it really is helpful in many ways to just use a microphone and pass that microphone around the room for whoever's talking, yeah.
So you mentioned an invitation, but there seems to be some more critical communication that goes out from schools that we could talk about.
Yeah, absolutely, right? So that's just kind of an example that we might all experience, right? Right, but what else do we send out? Invitations to meet with teachers, back to school nights,
conferences.
Yeah, and so if you're
Curriculum
sending
nights. I mean, the list could go on.
Right, and then
night.
so the question is exactly who's being left out, right? Like I may not go to a holiday party, but who's being left out, right? Do we have a parent who is blind and uses a screen reader who can't access that information and therefore doesn't even know, because maybe they're like, well, okay, they don't even know to come to school to meet, and then maybe the school makes assumptions about that parent and the parent makes assumptions about the school, and then we have conflict that doesn't need to be there, right? Or what else did you guys say?
Well, yeah, and that also takes time to reach back out to try to get the information. Maybe then they have to make a phone call or...
Oh, it always comes back to the time.
Right.
There's always this push and pull because there's so little time, and there's never enough time in a day to get done all of the things we need to get done. And we think that we're trying to do everything as efficiently as we can, but I just wonder, there's going to be a learning curve in how to do all of these things.
Yeah.
In the end, though, will we reach more people, and will it be more efficient?
Right. So always when we're learning something, it does take more time, and none of us have a lot of time, right? It's the one thing we never have enough of. But I think we could make a shift in our thinking, and instead of saying or thinking to ourselves, I don't have time for this, because we're thinking about this work in front of me.
The task.
Think about the audience, right? Who is this going to? Are we trying to make sure that our parents can get into school for things? Are we trying to make sure our kids are able to do their work, or that our staff knows to show up to a meeting, right? Who is the audience, right? And so instead of saying, I don't have time for this, think to yourself, I don't have time for you. And who is you? And who are we willing to look at and say, you're not important enough for me to take time to make sure you're included here?
Oh, which they're not going to say.
No one's going to say that. No
No.
one has that intention in their hearts, especially if we're working in schools, right? And so I feel like that little mind shift might help us figure out how to make the time, which we don't have but also need to have. So I just, maybe
And that's why
just
we
a
have all the
shift,
tools
right?
on the Atlas page,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
You're
yes.
the one making tips and tricks for us so that we can save time and meet every learner's needs
Yeah,
and every parent's needs, every our community member, whoever may need it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you summed it
Yeah.
up, Molly, when you said it's not for you. You know, we need to
Right.
move away from making it want to be pretty or being proud about our voice. We really need to get on board with accessibility. So you gave us some more tips. I'm excited to try them out.
We are definitely learning.
Folks can be spot checking us at our next event. But thank you so much for being here with us
Yes.
today.
Thank you so much. And
And-
it's great to be here and talk about this stuff.
We like your shirt too.
Oh, yeah. I said on the last
Show it
one I
off
would
real
wear it. So
quick.
my
Yeah.
shirt says, accessibility is everyone's responsibility. And it is. And we're all learning
Right.
together and doing
We
these
are.
things together so that we are really inclusive and everyone can come to the party.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks
thank
for the
you so much.
invitation.
Yeah. Thank you so much.